Küresel finans, bankacılık ve ödemeler sektöründe 20 yılı aşkın bir deneyime sahip olan ve 2022'nin başında World First'e katılan, şu anda World First International Business'ı yöneten Sayın Bruce Ding'i alkışlarınızla sahneye davet ediyorum efendim. Welcome sir, the stage is yours.
Hello everybody, my name is Bruce Ding. I represent World First. I'm the GM for the international business. Okay, before I start the presentation, I'm going to spend 2 minutes to explain who I am. I used to be a banker. I used to be a traditional Wall Street banker. I started my career in New York. I spent almost 10 years in New York, and my first job was at Lehman, doing very exotic financial transactions. And then 15 years ago, I went back to China, and I decided maybe I take one more shot at the traditional banking to see if I like it. I spent another 6 years working with Citibank. After that, I told myself, I want to find something more interesting. So I joined Ant Group. Ant is the operator of Alipay, the largest fintech wallet in the world. And I spent 5 years there. 3 years ago, I was assigned to join the World First team to run the Chinese e-commerce business. After 2 years of that, we became the largest payment service provider serving Chinese cross-border merchants. And this year, beginning of the year, I'm actually in task to run the entire international business, which representing over 200 countries. So today, I'm going to explain to you who is World First and what we do to help global SMEs doing business online. World First is a one-stop digital payment platform that provides not only payment, but also financial services for SMEs globally. Okay, in the past 20 years, we have served over 1 million SMEs globally. We have offices in 32 locations around the world, and we have processed over $200 billion transactions. And how do we do it? What's our history? The company, the World First, is actually a UK-based company formed literally 20 years ago. In 2004, a founder created this company originally to provide superior FX servicing capabilities to SMEs. Because at that time, big banks are charging a lot of money. Even today, I think for SMEs, they still suffer the high cost from FX transactions from local banks. And that's the original business plan for World First. However, as time goes on, World First sees additional opportunities. In 2017 to 2018, we created a product called the World Account. It's a multi-currency account to serve e-commerce client base. Why? Because over the past 10 years, actually over the past 20 years, most recent 10 years, is the super rise of a segment, what we call cross-border sellers. It's actually dominated by a platform everyone knows, everyone talks about, Amazon. Amazon started the strong push to recruit cross-border sellers, especially in China and in other countries, including Turkey. During that period, the demand for multi-currency business account started to increase dramatically. And in 2019, that's the time where Ant took a look at this opportunity and they're thinking maybe we can push this business to a higher degree, to a bigger, so-called a deeper part of the ocean by using our technology that we have developed over the years in China. So 2019 was the happy marriage, so Ant Group 100% acquired World First. And after that, we have seen super growth because Ant is able to implement integrated solutions to cross-border sellers. And in 2004, we are able to provide our service, we are able to extend our service to customers over 200 countries. Let's take Amazon sellers, for example. Ever since we merged, this marriage happened over the past 5 years, we have seen a huge pickup, for people who enjoy our product and service. If you look at the number of merchants, or you look at the total transaction volumes for Amazon platform alone, we are seeing 40 to 50% annual compound growth rate over the past 5 years. That makes us the #1 service provider in China today. Actually, globally, I think we are also #1 for Amazon sellers. And what did we do? A lot of people ask us, like, what's your success formula? It's actually not that hard. We listen to our customers. Over the past 20 years, we have always listened to our customers. Customers' feedback, actually, especially the negative feedback, is the driving force for our product enhancement, because we know what they're looking for. We hear voices from around the world in all the languages, and we're trying to figure out what can we do for them, what can we offer to actually solve the pain points of our customers. For example, this is one of the most typical issue that our customers tend to have. They need to open a foreign currency account. And it's very hard if you deal with a traditional bank. It could take 3 to 6 months and sometimes end up with answer no. So what can we do with it? We are able to provide account service 100% purely online interchange. You don't have to visit an offline branch. In some countries, in some regions, we can allow the account opening process to be as short as 1 minute. We're able to provide you with the 24 currencies within this one account. And this offering we can extend to over 200 markets. Doesn't matter you are in Japan or you are in other countries, you want to enjoy this service, we're welcome to enjoy the service. And when people have this account, what does the customer want? They want to have collection capabilities. So we are offering 31 local collection accounts and solutions, 24 local currencies, and most of them, we have access to the local fast payment system to allow the collection to happen instantly. And we can offer multiple VAs for their multiple storefronts to actually collect the money. And this solves the question, what we call easy. Right? Easy is very important for e-commerce sellers, especially cross-border sellers, because their lives has been difficult. They have difficult decisions and the choices to make. What product to list, where to source, at what price, sell to whom, how to ship the product, how to get the money back. So the life is hard. But from our end, we want to make their payment experience easy. And the second voices that constantly coming to us is the speed. Where's my payment? My payment has been 1 week already. Where's the money? Can you make it faster? So what can we do? On the payment side, we want to have the things go fast. For example, we are allowing this account to pay out 90 plus currencies into 200 plus markets. And the 90% of the transactions, we can arrive at the destination within the same day. And the pricing is very transparent. We sometimes have a percentage charge. We tell you ahead of the time. Sometimes we have a fixed dollar amount for local processing. We have a fixed dollar amount for cross-border processing. And also, we have GPI system where to track where your money is. Your money is somewhere in one of the banks. In the long chain of the transmission process, we let you know. So we make the process transparent. And finally, a lot of people is worried about their money. So when we are processing people's money, when we're touching people's money, we're touching people's lives here. I have visited clients, right? When their money is stuck with one of the banks during the, 2 years ago, there's a crisis in US, right? One of the Silicon Valley banks, they just went under. So I have seen a client with $3 million trapped in that bank. I've seen the anxiety. They told me they wake up middle of the night for no reason because they want to make payment to their suppliers, which they don't have the money because the money was stuck. So how can we assure our clients the money is safe with us? We have licenses. We have over 60 licenses around the world. Our underlying collaborating banks are 8, we call the GSIFI partners, global, systematic, important financial institutions. Banks such as Citibank, JP Morgan, Standard Chartered, HSBC, Barclays, etc., etc. These are the biggest banks. They are deemed as too big to fail after 2008 financial crisis. Why do we deal with them? It's because when we design our product, it's like building a house. As a house owner, you want your house to be bulletproof. How can you do that? You need to have the best material. You want to have the best steel. You want to have the best concrete so that the house is bulletproof. We work with bulletproof banks to build up our product offerings. And also, let's look at the result. We have 0 account theft, account takeover over the past 5 years, and our fraud rate as low as 0.1%. Actually, it's not percent, it's basis point. It's $1 out of $10,000. No, it's actually $1 out of $100,000. That's our fraud rate. So we give people the assurance our money is safe with us. And then let's talk about the e-commerce solutions. We offer a so-called whole solution when you're dealing with e-commerce platforms. I use one small example to illustrate, what I'm trying to say here. Let's say you are a Peter, right? You're an online, merchant. You're selling on one of the platforms. So the first thing is, you're going to pick and choose. There are a lot of platforms out there, right? If you want to have access to US consumers, or you want to have access to European consumers, the list goes on and on. There are global platforms such as Amazon, Walmart. There are also localized platforms, very niche platforms, or there are also vertical platforms like a Wayfair, right? So it doesn't matter, depending on what you want to do. You're going to pick and choose the platform, which we are able to connect with all those platforms. We are able to connect with over 100 platforms in the world. And then, once you pick the platform, you want to have the account to support the collection of the currency. So you're going to pick the currency, right? So we're able to provide you with 24 currencies, okay? Doesn't matter if it's US dollar, or it's GBP, or it's euro, so et cetera, you picked your currency. You're going to create the account with it. Finally, you're going to make payments. Before you make payments, you probably want to do some exchange, right? Because the currency you collected may not be the currency you want to pay out. So you're going to have this currency conversion. As I mentioned before, that's our bread and butter. We do currency the best. We know how this currency market works. So you're going to manage your FX positions and exposures within the platform. And once you deal with the FX, you're going to start making payments, right? There are different types of payments you're going to make, right? You can make payments to procurement. Maybe somebody is buying things on 1688. Somebody is buying things on Alibaba.com. There are some people buying things from their vendors around the world. Or you have to pay your VAT bills, or you have to pay your logistic fees, advertising fees, et cetera, in different countries, different currencies, and then we can facilitate you to pay them out. So this is the whole journey where our product can facilitate your business growth. So what we call the one world account for your global business, your global expansion, as well as your global success. The journey is not easy. I spend a lot of time talking to a lot of merchants around the world. I think people always have this fear, very deep-rooted fear, to operate outside of their home country. Because you know everything, right? You practically know everything. At least you can find people who know everything within your home country. That may not be true when you enter into a new territory. But what we're trying to do is, as a part of the ecosystem, I think all enablers including us, including advertising agencies, logistic companies, digital marketers, platforms. We're trying to make your life easier. So in the perfect world, I think as a business owner, you only need to figure out what product to sell to whom at what price, and everything else, please allow us to serve you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Teşekkür ediyoruz.